Right, so in the previous tutorial we have seen how to manipulate fonts in your LaTeX file, and now let's see how to add references as well. So references is a very important thing because in your academic publications or books or whatever article that you are writing, uh, you have to mention what are the sources that you have followed in order to you know have much more convenient document, right? So that's why referencing is there. So in LaTeX actually you can easily add these references, so you don't need to type the authors and their designations and everything. You don't need to write any of this stuff, but there is a specific file format called LaTeX, so you can basically use that object to construct the necessary reference in your documentation. So yeah, first actually we have to import several packages as well. So let me import a package called hyperref. So hyperref is actually used for the reference clickings. Let's say if I click a specific reference, then it will be redirected to that specific location, right? So that will be easier for the reader to direct or refer that specific reference. That's why we are using this hyperref package. And this can even embed internal links as well as the external links. So maybe if you click a specific text, maybe your browser will be open and it will be redirected to that specific website or whatever web resource that you want. So that's why we are actually using this hyperref package. And for the reference building, there is a package called netbib. So this will build our references or bibliography for us. All right. So first, let's create a new chapter, and I will name this as maybe referencing. Also, I may require a paragraph, so I will copy this theorem paragraph. And let's say I want to reference this specific value, right? A specific sentence. So let's say if I want to reference that specific paragraph, maybe by using a specific research paper. So let's say if it is an IEEE research paper, you can go to their IEEE Explorer site and you can get whatever the research paper you want. So for example, I will choose the most popular one maybe. And yeah, so this DevOps thing, maybe let's use this one. So you can basically get the bibliography file in the bibtex format over here, and actually this should be stored in your repository as well. So the LaTeX will be able to read that specific bibtex file for you, and it will build the references. So first let's go to the directory. Right, so this is the directory, and currently we have these codes and images. And in order to store bibtex files, let's create a new folder called bibs, and in here let's create a new file which is maybe let's name this as yeah, maybe let's name this as bibtex.bib. So make sure to use this .bib extension, otherwise the LaTeX compiler won't be able to read this specific file as a bibtex format. So make sure to use typesetting.bib extension, and let's change this extension, and maybe let's open this up using the notepad, or you can even use VS Code editor as well. But yeah, let's simply use it to open the notepad, and we have to first paste this entire thing here, right? So this will be a specific object or bibtex object that contains all the reference details, and LaTeX compiler will read this file and obtain this object and then build the references, right? So that's the way. So yeah, so let's say if I'm going to use in the Harvard citation styling, first I need this label to access this specific citation, and I can go to that specific location that I want to reference, and I can specify it as site P. So this will follow Harvard citation format. Likewise, there are several citation formats like IEEE, SEM, so you can check those stuffs as well, but for now I will use our citation style. And yeah, so your bibliography should be printed most probably at the end of your document, so you can construct a bibliography like this, and I will specify it as AGSM, so it will automatically follow the Harvard citation styling for us. Maybe you can use IEEE, SEM for other citation style. And we have to import our bibliography file as well. So bibliography, and it locates in the bibs and bibtex.bib. So this is it, right? bibtex.bib, and this in the bibs folder, right? So I will maybe comment this as well. So I will name this as bibliography. So let's compile it. Okay. So why it has this error? So let me check the package. So your package hyperref is there. Yeah, so for instance, let's disable this hyperref and let's try to build it again, and we can debug what is the error. Alright, so the referencing actually works because we have this thing right now, and yeah, but we haven't get that referencing page as well, right? So we can have that, but first we need to build it as in the bibtex format. So maybe let's build this bibtex maybe one time, and let's quick build again. Okay, now let's see our references. Okay, now you can see that the bibliography page has been visible, but still the referencing is this question mark. So let's try to build it again. So when it comes to this referencing, your LaTeX document should build quite a lot of time. So most probably it will be 2 times, because that value should be propagated here and here, right? That's why I have built 2 times. So first time it should be propagated here, and in the second time it should be mentioned here. So likewise, based on your referencing styling and based on your document, you have to build it quite a couple of times, right? Most probably it will be 2 times. Anyway, now the referencing is work, but that hyperref thing is not work. I don't know why. So maybe let me add it again. But yeah, so first let's make a comment by saying for references, right? And let's try to use package again. The hyperref package that did we use correct previously, no, right? So hyperref. Okay, now let's build it again. Still give these errors. Yeah, maybe it's because of paragraph ended before. Yeah, these, I think this command is overlapping with that specific package. That's why it's happening. But yeah, so maybe later on I will try to show how to fix that as well. But yeah, for now I think this thing will be okay. But now you can see that our referencing has been mentioned, has been named in the bibliography format. But maybe let's rename this as references. So you have to specify a renew command. So renew command, and the renew command is the bib name, and the new command will be, or the new textual component will be references. And let's try to build it again. Right, and now if you check this references page, how it has been named in the references, right? So that's how you can actually reference a paper in your LaTeX document. And let's say if you want to reference maybe a book, you can do that as well. So here I have selected this specific book. So most probably the publisher sites will give these citations for you as well, because these sort of books will be cited in research papers and other publications. So let's say if I want to cite this specific book, I can export the citation in bib text format, and let's copy that out and paste it here. And now you can see that this is article and this is a book. So this book can be accessed using this label. So let's copy that label, and maybe if you want you can change these label names as well. For example, let's say I can name this book as maybe micro services underscore book, but make sure these labels are unique, right? Otherwise the LaTeX compiler will not be able to compile this bibtext file for you. But you can use whatever label you want, like this. And let's go over LaTeX document again and cite P, this book. So now you have to first build it using bibtext. Then let's quick build. Okay, now yeah, it has been added, but let's build it again. Bibtext, quick build. Right, now that book has been added over here, but the reference is still a blank. And again, let's build it. Okay, now you can see that that book is there, right? So that reference is also here. All right, then let's see how to reference a website. So let's say this specific sentence or paragraph that I've been cited from specific by following specific website. So there is several websites that you can export citations. So Site Machine is one of the popular website to export these sort of citations for you. And simply you can go to whatever the site you want to be cited, and you can get the URL and paste it over here and simply search it. Right, now it has been found, so you can cite this and continue, and you can change these article titles and first names, last name, and everything is customizable. But for now I will keep this as default and I will complete the citation. And currently it's in this APA 7 format, but maybe let's see that there is a Harvard styling. Let's search LaTeX generic citation style, and yeah, so we have this LaTeX thing, so we can copy the citation and go to the bibtext.bib file and paste it over here, and you can see that now it's in this miscellaneous tag, right, under this miscellaneous tag, because it's a website and the website label is Google. So let's copy that out, go to your text file again and site p, paste it out, and we can first build it using bibtext and quick build it, and most probably that reference will be empty. Yeah, so again build it using bibtext and again quick build it. Okay, now yeah, it's still empty, and yeah, let's try to build it again. Did we save our bibtext file? No, right? That's the issue. So first you have to save your bibtext file as well, otherwise the LaTeX compiler doesn't aware of what is the reference that you are going to reference over here. That's why it's not mentioning in the references tag. So yeah, let's build it again. So yeah, first make sure you are saving this bibtext file, right? It's very important. Okay, now it's giving another errors. Yeah, so it happened because yeah, your citation shouldn't contain these sort of elements, right? Because then it will be somewhat confusing to the LaTeX compiler to compile. So I will remove this stuff. So make sure your citation doesn't contain these sort of special things, right? Maybe the URL also can be removed like this, and yeah, let's keep it simple. So it follows this title, URL, journal, and the publisher, and make sure to save, and let's go to the text file again and quick build it. Okay, quick building works, but yeah, the bibtext should be built first, right? Otherwise that reference is there. And let's build it again. Okay, now no errors. Okay, so we still have that. So did we use any sort of, yeah, maybe this thing will confuse LaTeX compiler as well. So let's remove this stuff, and yeah, hopefully it should compile now. But yeah, let's see. Right, now it has been built and the reference is also there, right? uh, so it says this thing as well, but I think it's still pointing out to that old reference. So let's quick build it again. uh, yeah, now you can see that now we have this what is Microservice architecture text as mentioned in this big text file. But if you really want to keep these specific segments, you can ignore these files by specifying this slash. Then if you build it again, you may able to see that special symbols as well. But yeah, uh, yeah, I think it hasn't been properly ignored, so let's make it like this and make sure to save that bibtext file, and bibtext should be built first, and let's quick build it. Okay, now we have built it. Now you can see that special segment, a special symbol is also there, right? And yeah, it's still it doesn't show in here, so you have to quick build it again. Okay, now we have that symbol appeared here as well. So if your LaTeX file giving some sort of errors like that, most probably it should be because of that these sort of special symbols in your citations. So make sure to ignore this stuff, then LaTeX compiler will properly build your text file. Alright, so that's how we can do referencing, and a very important topic as well. So we have discussed how to reference a research paper, and how to reference a book, and how to reference a website as well. Okay, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Alright, so I figured out how to use that hyperref package as well. So actually it's a very primitive error that LaTeX compiler is giving. But yeah, so first I will show you what is the error that we have had before. So whenever I add this use package hyperref, it has been given this sort of error, right? Oh no, now it's not giving any errors. Actually, what I have done was, yeah, the error was previously there, but I don't know, somehow now there is no error. But yeah, the previous error was there. First, you have to specify these sort of references like this, right? It should be in the one line. But in the previously these references were in two lines, so LaTeX compiler confuses uh, uh, those segments, right? LaTeX compiler was confused by those sort of segments. So make sure to keep your references or figure references in one line, then there won't be any errors. And once it was correctly instantiated, you can see that now these sort of references are clickable, right? So if you want to elaborate these references in your references section, you can simply click this one and it will be automatically redirected to this references page. So that is the use of this hyperref package, right? Nothing uh, new. It's just adding hyperlinks, these hyperlinks for these sort of references. And yeah, so now actually I can't reproduce that error, but yeah, before I was debugging, when I was debugging, there was that error. And if you are getting that same error, make sure to specify those ref commands, right? in one line. So simply let's find all the ref commands. So yeah, these sort of figures should be in one line like this, and this is in the one line, and again this one in the one line. Okay. So make sure to have these sort of figure references in the single line, then there won't be any errors. All right, so that's the references thing, and yeah, thank you.